Sponge cake is one of our beloved desserts here in Trinidad and Tobago. This light and fluffy cake is traditionally flavored with vanilla, freshly grated nutmeg, and Tonka Bean. Today I'm going to show you all the step-by-step process on how to make this. So before we start to beat or cream the butter with the granulated sugar, I just want to go through all the ingredients and give you a good easy tip on how to set up for your cake mixing. So the first one easy tip is to have your granulated sugar and your butter at room temperature. This will greatly speed up the creaming process. Second tip is to have all the ingredients weighed and portioned out, ready to go. Yeah? Once my sugar and butter is creamed, I'm going to be adding my eggs. So what I could do beforehand, I could just go ahead and add my vanilla extract to the egg and then just give it a beat just to help it incorporate evenly. And then after that, once that's mixed into your butter and sugar, you're going to be alternating between your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, we're using Lotus Cake Flour, already sifted, and some salt. Let me just pull this bowl out, bring him here in the middle. Some salt, so I could go ahead and mix all my dry ingredients. And Lion brand baking powder, baking soda, and freshly grated nutmeg and Tonka Bean. So for those of you who may not know, Tonka Bean is the seed of a fruit tree. Very much used here in the Caribbean. What you do, this is the actual dried seed, and you can just take your small grater and you just freshly grate it. Yeah, same thing for the nutmeg. So this is the nutmeg here in a shell. I can just show you how it. So normally you just crack the shell and you get your nutmeg. So here we're going to be mixing all our dry ingredients. We're just making life a little easier for when we actually start to mix our cake together. For our liquid ingredients with the evaporated milk and the lemon juice, I will not mix this because the lemon juice, being an acid, will start to separate the curds of the milk from the whey of the milk. So you want to keep these two things separate. And the lemon juice and zest, you want to add this at the very end. Yeah? All right, so to start, I'm going to be adding in my sugar with my butter. And at a low speed, I'm just going to start to cream it together. Once it's well mixed in, I'm going to increase my speed to about medium and continue to cream. All right, so if I could just come in here a little bit, so you could see the mixture has gone from that chunky, crystallized form to where the sugar is starting to dissolve. Air has been incorporated into the butter, so it's a lot lighter, which gives that cake its light, airy texture. So now what we're going to do, we're going to slowly and gradually add in our egg and vanilla extract. Like low speed, and I'm going to add this in twos, half at a time, and slowly incorporate it. The egg mixture will also help to fully and evenly dissolve the white sugar. The egg mixture is fully incorporated. I could go ahead and add in the balance because I don't want to overmix the cake. It's quite a balancing act because you can't undermix it and you don't want to overmix it. I'm just raising the speed. Right, so notice the change in texture because the eggs also act as a leavening agent in the cake. So the mixture is very thick, it's very velvety. You're still seeing one or two sugar granules, but that will continue to dissolve throughout the process. So what we're going to do now, we're going to alternate by adding our dry mixture and some of our wet mixture. So we're going to start with the dry. I would say you could divide it into 3 to 4 parts. Just going to slowly incorporate this so over low speed. And as it starts to look too dry, What I'll do, I'll just add some of my milk. And I'm mixing this over medium speed. So once it's more or less fully incorporated, I'll just stop, scrape the sides of my bowl, because as I said, you don't want to undermix, but you also do not want to overmix. So once you get it incorporated, scrape your sides of the bowl and repeat the process. You alternate between your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients. Alright, I'm mixing at low speed here. Once most of it is incorporated, I'll just raise it to medium speed and add in my liquid ingredients. Dry ingredients. Low speed until it's more or less incorporated. Right, medium speed now, and I'm adding in the rest of my milk. And the last ingredient is the lemon juice and some lemon zest. Why lemon juice as opposed to lime juice? So lemon juice is less acidic, it's a little milder, a little sweeter as well when compared to lime juice. So we don't want to overpower the cake with too much acidity and that limey flavor. You just want enough just to help balance out the sweetness, the earthy tones from some of the spices and flavorings we added. Right, so now it's time to transfer into our greased and floured 9-inch round cake pan. After you grease it, you just lightly flour it. This helps prevent the cake from sticking to your cake pan. So we're going in the cake pan now. Those specks you see in there, the freshly grated nutmeg and freshly grated Tonka Bean. Right, so I just want to help level it out. And he is going to go in the oven set at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour. Alright, so I'm just wanting to show you all the sponge cake here at its halfway point. So you see it's already starting to develop color. So what I want to do now is turn it and then push it back in to continue to bake. Alright, so time to check our cake. Right, so one simple way to tell you see how the cake is already pulling away from the side of the pan. You could touch it too, should bounce back up. And you could use an ice pick or a knife, stab the middle. Once it comes out clean, and then your cake cook. Alright, time to taste the sponge cake, mommy. So we're going straight in.
Nice.
You looking good there, mommy?
Perfect.
There you go. Go first.
Nice. Spongy and nice. Only missing is some
Wait, was it?
ice cream.
But it tastes like traditional sponge cake?
Yeah, it tastes good.
It's mommy approved.